Yeah. Yeah. Definitely on air. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let me double check something real quick. Let me double check something real quick. Can I talk about Marinette? Of course I can. Somebody once say, somebody just paid $10 to the super chat. Yes, I can talk about Marinette. Yeah, I'm supposed to be making an updated version of that pretty soon. What can I say about Marinette? I would say Marinette is a spirit that many petition for numerous reasons. And one of the reasons can be so that they can interact with those who passed on. Now, let's just say what type of people, right? Basically, usually people who died before their time or people who died in horrific ways. That spirit can open a way for people to communicate with those people, and people who died of illness, like I said, died before their time. What I've seen is mainly very nasty illnesses, cancer, AIDS, etc. Now, outside of that, on a sadistic level, sometimes people use that spirit to torment their lovers, or at times they use it to torment people that they have problems with, when I say torment, basically causing the person financial grief, causing that person problems within their health, problems within their financial life. So the means that spirit is used, Marinette is used for, is many. It's not just one particular task, that spirit can, carry out for an individual. That spirit can carry out many things that a person requests. But of course, those requests are already predetermined by the things that the spirit is capable of doing, So that's what I can say about that. One second, what's up? Yes, Anarly, what's going on? Zion, what's going on, man? Okay, we have Daniel W. I just answered a question. What's up, Vivian? Looking. Huh? Who's this? What's going on here? Yes, yes. Can you talk about the difference? Can you talk? Oh, yes, this is a very interesting question. Very interesting question. Can I talk about the difference? See, very interesting question. Can I talk about the difference between New Orleans voodoo versus Haitian voodoo? Well, New Orleans is pretty much, I would say this. You can't talk about New Orleans voodoo without talking about Haitian voodoo, because a lot of that plays into our past history. When things were going on with the revolution in Haiti, they say that thousands of slave masters took their quote unquote slaves with them and moved to different locations. And one of the places was pretty much the French Quarter of Louisiana, right? New Orleans area, etc. Now, a lot of people say that the tradition, parts of the tradition, was brought there. Now, due to that being what it was, throughout the years, you've seen a lot of Haitians actually interact with people from New Orleans. So you can kind of see the mystery. I mean, even with talking about Marie Laveau, right? There's so much things that you can read about Marie Laveau. One part is that she came from, or her family came from, Haiti. So you have in that mystery, that they even mentioned that Haiti played a significant part in, or Haitian mysticism played a significant part in the development of New Orleans, Voodoo. Now, I would definitely say that it would be wise to talk to people from New Orleans about that to give you more details because I'm only scratching the surface, from what I've heard from different people throughout the years, But as far as what I know in modern times, a lot of practitioners of New Orleans voodoo have reached out to people from the Haitian community, Haitian voodoo community, and that's where a lot of things were, brought into play, and a lot of education on both sides, So even with New Orleans, they have a lot of things that is tainted in Haitian voodoo because a lot of interaction has happened in modern times between Woogans, Mumbos, etc., of the Haitian voodoo community and the people down there in New Orleans. I think Mama Lola, if you ever have heard of Mama Lola, may she rest in peace, she was a big figure in the New Orleans voodoo community, and she was actually Haitian herself. But yeah, that's what I can say so far. But I'll definitely say that there's definitely a difference in politics. They got their own politics as in regards to who can join, who cannot join. Where per se in Haitian voodoo, you can say that there's a lot of extreme politics, and I don't need to get into too much in depth with that when it comes to this video. You can definitely do your research in regards to that. What? Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now you say, 1 second. Can I talk about Shango? 1 second. Hold on. Can I talk about Shango? Yes, I can. I do not inhale these things, and you guys should inhale it either. Taste the tobacco, not inhale the tobacco. Now, talking about Shango, King Obakoso, King Shango. Well, listen, Shango is a spirit that you find that originates in the Ifa tradition, right? They believe, if I'm correct, there's I mean, you got to read the stories for yourself, But I know there's King Obakoso. There's a different aspects of Shango. But from what I've seen from my part of the world, Shango, we don't really have too much of a aspects for Shango. But I've seen in different regions of Haiti where they do have offerings and celebrations of Shango. It's just Shango. I've actually read about a spirit named Ogu Shango, but I don't know much about that spirit itself. But from what I've seen from my practices and what I've seen from practitioners who serve Shango in the region of Haiti, has been that as in Africa, Shango is a king. Shango is a spirit that can make you very wealthy. Yes. Shango is a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's a king, but he's also a warrior. If I'm correct, Shango is his tool has been depicted as a double-bladed axe. Color, they associate red with him. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes down to the service of Shango, listen, listen, that is a spirit that can make you very successful, very rich. When I say rich, I would just say this. That spirit can give you confidence that you do not have. It can give you wealth of all things. See, I don't want to talk too much about the wealth because a lot of people, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of Haitians, when they serve spirits for the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Listen, a lot of Haitians, let me specifically say for Port-au-Prince, because I don't know much about people under y'all in all these other places. But one thing I realized from people from Port-au-Prince, when they serve spirits, the spirits got to be able to benefit. They got to come with some benefits, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to do for you, you got to do for me. And Shango is definitely one of those spirits. If you do for him, he will do for you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, everybody got their own ways of serving Shango, right? And one thing I would say is this: two people can serve. Let me give you this. Let me give you make an analogy. Two people can serve Shango, right? You have one doing the traditional way, right? You have one doing it the non-traditional way. The traditional way of serving Shango is whatever it is, right? But you see those people are poor, they're broke, they don't have no money, they don't have nothing. Now you see someone doing it the non-traditional way. Now you see this person has a Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, whatever car, Bugatti, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That person is living in luxury, right? And this is see, let me just say this. Where I'm from, Haitians have found a way to make it work for them. See, listen. Those of us who's made it out of the infernos of out of Haiti, right? We've found a way to make the spirit work for us. And this is all I'm saying. See, I'm speaking in codes and I'm speaking indirectly because I don't want to step on too many shoes, right? But if you can read between the lines of what I'm saying, you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say this. Haitians, we have found a way to make Shango work for us, right? To provide the benefits which we need. See, if you're serving spirits and they're not doing nothing for you, what's the point of serving them? You know what I'm saying? You're still poor, you're still broke. See, listen, I'm just gonna put it like this. If you serve Shango the right way, you will have a lot of money. You will be wealthy. You will have tons of bitches. That's all I'm gonna say to you. See, now, whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do. But you know the funny thing is, listen, I go around different people of different traditions, right? Ifa, Santeria. Listen, everybody always say the same thing. This guy got to be a son of Shango. Now, listen, I don't know. I don't put that name on my head. See, I don't put that name on my head. That's what people say. When they see me, they see this guy. They say this guy here is a child of Shango. But you know the funny thing is, when I used to be a kickboxer, let me show you something. Let me show you people something. See, when I used to be a kickboxer, let me show y'all niggas something, man. When I used to be a kickboxer, a Muay Thai fighter, what did I do? I had the tattoo of Shango put on my shin bone. So when I was a fighter and I would shield kicks, you know what I'm saying? Full of power. So listen, what does it say here? Shango. How many years have I had that for? Over 20 years on my fucking shin bone. So listen, people ask me, am I a child of Shango? You know what I'm saying? I am whatever you say I am. But listen, Shango is a very great spirit to work with, without a shadow of a doubt. A great spirit to work with. You know what I'm saying? I've worked with Ogu, I've worked with Shango, and I would say this: if you're trying to be the boss, Shango is definitely the way to go. You know what I'm saying? If you want to serve Eshu and be broke, then that's on you. But I'm just saying, if you're trying to take the high road up, you want to serve Shango, you want the, you know what I'm saying, the women, you want the, you want the luxury, you know what I'm saying, you want to travel, Shango is the way to go. But I'm gonna tell you, you got to pair Shango up with a nice female. You know what I'm saying? You got to pair him up with a nice female. Siete Rayos. I heard of Siete Rayos. Not too familiar with Siete Rayos, but I heard of Siete Rayos. What is that? Seven lightning bolts? Yeah. But anyway, that's what that is whatsoever. Yeah, let me look at some other stuff. Let me see. We got a whole bunch of information. Similar to Shango? Yeah, I definitely heard of Siete Rayos. 7 lightning bolts. Uh-huh. What do we have here? Oh my God, we have a lot of questions coming in here. So yes, thank you for the input, Dana Sassi. Yeah. Let me see what we got here, man. Man, we got 51 people tuning in tonight. Bejeebus. Oh, 1 second. Hold on, one second. We got some very interesting. Hold on. Listen, I'm gonna go down because we have a question at 6:35 p.m. How do I do Bible magic, right? So we're going to go back to 6:35 p.m. It says, how do I do Bible magic? Well, listen, that all depends on, what you're trying to do, but of course, I don't tell the secrets of how they do things. I have to give you some game, but I'll say this, there's different ways of utilizing the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they just pray. You know what I'm saying? They pray the scriptures, and then there's other people that use the passages, and I'm not going to say much more than that. So if you know what you know, if you don't, you don't, All right, next. Hold on. Do I mention the individual's name? Yeah, listen, that's for you to find out. Okay, here it goes. What's your opinion on actress Erica Alexander's grandmother? She was dropping Goofer's dust on everybody. I mean, listen. I don't know if Erica Alexander actually knows what Goofer's dust is, but again, the language, things change throughout the years. Because if we're looking at what Goofer's dust is nowadays, you'd be like, why would she be throwing Goofer's dust on her clients or people walking through her shop, her coffee shop? Why? Things change with time. Prime example, in Voodoo, right? In the 1930s and 1940s, Bawon Samedi was considered a Petroloa. Later on in the years, now we call him a Gede spirit. So even with languages back then, back in the day, Haiti used to be called Saint-Domingue. What is Dominican Republic called today? Saint-Domingue. So with time, things change. So if her grandmother was dropped, if she says Goofer's dust, maybe she's referring to Goofer's dust at the time. Goofer's dust could have meant something different than what we know it as today. Because for me, I would be saying, if I'm going off of what we know Goofer's dust as today, I would have to say, why would you be doing something like that? Why would you be dropping it on your clients or people coming to your coffee shop? Like, don't you understand that you're messing your people up and if they got to come near? But then again, that's a whole other story. We don't know all the details about it. What was the point of her doing it? But then again, somebody threw Goofer's dust at her too. But again, there's so much things missing from that story. And then on top of that, Erica was speaking, and we don't necessarily know how experienced she is in that type of working or that type of world. Because sometimes, just listen to her, I could tell it was incomplete. It's like a person speaking Spanish or Creole that's basically raised in America. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to speak Creole clean as someone who's basically living over there in Haiti or in DR. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with her. If she's not in a tradition, sometimes it may sound a little bit crazy because she's not really in depth in that, but you can listen to her and understand slightly what she's saying. And that's why I can say when it comes to Erica Alexander's description of the whole mother dropping Goofer's dust on the family, it made me look at it like, there's a lot of missing pieces to that. So I really can't really give too much of an analysis of that, but I would say, why would you be doing that? But that's a whole other story. How to stay patient when doing love spell and breakup work. Well, first and foremost, patience doesn't come overnight. That's got to be something that you've had with you for a long time. Like, let me just say this. When you do this stuff over and over and over and over, there's a natural patience that you learn, right? That's like with social media for me today. When I realized that I got to wait for something for like 2 months, 3 months, it's never really a problem to me because I've been doing this social media thing for God knows how long. I can sit and do 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, whatsoever. Time, when you do certain things that requires timing, you begin to develop a patience. A patience that the common man or woman doesn't have. Listen, let me just say this to you guys. I'm gonna give you the best analogy I can give. See, someone who's been in jail over and over, and I spend a lot of times going back and forth to jail, that person doesn't have a problem with doing 30 days in jail, 3 months, 6 months in jail. That person's been that person has become accustomed to basically doing shit. So it's the same thing. I know it's a rogue analogy that I'm giving to you, but it's the same thing when it comes to patience, when it comes to spiritual work. When you've been doing this over and over and over, it becomes second nature to you. You know what to expect. You know this person's possibly going to crack around this time period. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, what happens is that when you've done this so long, you become numb to the weight. You become numb to a lot of things. And it's like, you know what? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Why would I become anxious when I've done this over and over? I know what's going to happen in the long run. That's like for me when I see these social media monkeys, that's like me, right? In the past. See, now I don't play with social media, these social media children anymore. Let me explain something to you. Like for me, right? I've been beefing with people so much on social media that I usually know what to expect, right? I've sent so many spiritualists home with their backpacks that I know how long it's going to take before this person cracks, or how long it's going to take before certain shit hit the fan. Why? Because I've done this repeatedly, right? So before, you know what I'm saying? Again, today I don't have the time to entertain nonsense. As soon as I see a person, like before, again, what I used to do, I used to beef with people and I used to get into these problems, and I would already dictate, I already know within X amount of time period, this person's going to crack. This person is going to flip, right? And it usually happen like that. But unlike yesterday, today I don't got times for beefing like that anymore. Because, listen, today, nowadays, when I see somebody posting nonsense of mine, I report. Get rid of your ass. There's no point in me going back and forth with these, people like that, because I already know if I go beef with these people, I already know what to expect, man. So yeah, report, get that shit removed, move on to the next, focus on content, man. But yeah, when you're doing your shit, you'll eventually gain callous. Tomorrow, 30 days, 40 days will be nothing to you. A month, 6 months, when you've been doing this long enough, listen, you'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to go out to the park. Another thing to keep in mind is that you want to keep yourself occupied. Keep yourself occupied with a whole bunch of other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Rather than going out there focusing and looking at waiting, this and that, man, you could be doing other stuff with your time. One thing that a lot of people do is forget about the work that they've done. They forget about the work that they've done because they kept themselves occupied. And then usually what happens is that someone hits them up later down the line like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is what happened. Or the person they're working on to bring back into life usually hits them up. And that's because and usually at that time, that person has been so occupied with other things, it's like almost like they didn't even wait. So the best thing you can do when you're waiting for the results of something is to keep yourself occupied. Keep your mind occupied. It's like working at construction. I'm giving you analogy and after analogy because I want you to really understand it. So excuse me if I'm throwing analogy after analogy and example after example to you. But basically, you want to keep yourself occupied. For me, when I used to work construction, listen, I'm going to tell you, it's like a person hearing the estimated time they may have to wait, right? They get shocked. It's like me in construction a long time ago, right? When I was at a construction site, I would look at all the stuff that I'd have to do. And I would be like, man, that's a lot of work, right? Excuse me. I would be like, that's a lot of work. You know what I'd do? I would straight go to work. I would work on what I would work. I would not look at what I was doing. I would not look at the time. The most craziest thing that you could do when you're working on a construction site was look at your watch. Look at the time. So translate that into normal experience. Don't look at the time. Don't focus on what you've done. Leave the shit where it's supposed to be and go about your life. And sooner or later, you're gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't even expect it. I wasn't even looking at the time, and now shit manifested for me. So that's what I can say about patience when it comes to doing work. Okay. Your thoughts on having Orisha and Loa coming to you in a dream when you're initiated in Ifa? Should you practice both at the same time? What are the consequences of leaving one for the other? Moshe, let me tell you something. First off, I don't get into religion, man. Listen, religion, Voodoo, Ifa, religion. Now, what I can talk to you about is practical metaphysics, right? Bumzu, let me tell you something. The spirit we call Ogu. Where did Ogu come from, right? Okay, we have Simbi in Voodoo. Where did Simbi come from, right? We have Shango. Where did Shango come from? Where did Legba come from? Yes, we have Voodoo in Haiti, but Simbi is in Nkisi from Congo. You have Ogu. Ogu is a spirit from Nigeria, right? Shango and Ogu is from Nigeria, right? Legba, where is Legba from? There's many debates to that. Some say he's from Benin, some say he's from Nigeria, right? So you have different places calling different spirits. So you say Loa and Orisha. They're basically the same fucking thing. They're just spirits they're just spirits that have been called different names based on the location. So now religion, what religion does, they act like medical doctors, right? Let me tell you something. Voodoo, all these people, all these guys, listen, you can take it whatever way you want to take it, right? Religion does this. Religion gives you titles and names, and they put it in a category. This is what an Orisha is. This is what a Loa is. This is what an Nkisi is, right? When you rise above religion, you can look at everything as being pure energy, right? You can look at everything as being pure energy, but you can descend into the world in religion and understand where people are coming from. But I wouldn't limit myself to these titles, right? But if you have religion and you have your loyalty to religion, that's 100% understandable, right? If you're loyal to Ifa, you keep everything as it is. If you're a purist to the religion of Ifa, Santeria, whatever, you keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would not get too consumed with labels. See, again, if you're a religious person and you're brought wisdom from different places, that may shatter your foundation. And this is one thing I'm like Lauryn Hill said, religion that was Nas. Religion misunderstood is poison. When you start thinking of your religion as being the all, and that's it, that's when you find confusion. That's when you don't grow anymore. I'm a Vodouisan. I come from the Voodoo background, but I acknowledge everything outside of Voodoo that exists. And I don't put Voodoo over any other tradition, right? So, do as you wish, but you have to be knowledgeable how to connect with these different spirits. And will it be something that your Pali style or whatever you serve, will your community agree with such thing? right? See, when you're a renegade like me, I answer to no one. I don't answer to no Wuga. I don't answer to no Mombo. I don't answer to no Boko. I answer to Leona Elmira. That is it. So, for you, will that bring problems to your community? Will your community have a problem with that? As far as I'm concerned, I can give a fuck less what you do. So, moving on to the next question. Speak on Don't Talk. I'm starting to serve her. Anything that I need to know? If you listen to the songs, if you don't know what the songs mean, let me help you out. Let me just say this: do not neglect her, because that's the last thing that you want to do. You neglect Ezeli Dontor, you start playing around. You know, she's gonna make you understand. La faut comprendre. Yes, she's gonna make you comprendre. She's gonna make you, comprende. She's gonna make you understand. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta feed your spirit on time. Don't let that spirit go hungry. Because if you let her go hungry, she's gonna start eating you or your kids. Mm-hmm. Very good spirit, but that spirit can go haywire if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So let me move on to the next. Mm-hmm. Let me see what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Bum guy doing bad guy like what we have here. I can listen to this man all day. Thank you. Ms. Me hot. Wow. There's so many shit, so many questions here. Your thoughts on Orisha Loa visit? But you initiated Inifa. Can you practice? Oh my god. Wow, they got so many people. What on? Okay, I already answered that. If you serve Marinette and you have a fake family member, will she manger? Will she manger? I'm just saying, what does manger mean? Manger means eat. Will she eat that person? I mean, if that person's hostile towards you, then that spirit is capable of doing whatever needs that's necessary to take care of the problem in your life. If they pose a threat. When you sit with a spirit, they tell you Legba can also be Anubis from ancient Egypt, but they are older than Egypt. Again, the personifications, the symbolisms which we use for these energies, listen, that could possibly be true. I've never checked it out, But as far as a lot of spirits is concerned, let me tell you something. Let me put some paint word in. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all some uncommon. I tell you this. Metkafu, Legba, Eshu, all are connected. When you understand energy, then you'll understand what I mean by what I just said. But anyhow, let me move the next statements or questions here. I answered. Mm-hmm. My ex stabbed me in the neck years ago, and I messed up on her work the same night. Oh, yeah. What is this? Oui, c'est ça. Listen, I know this guy, right? Doing everything opposite and wrong with Ezeli Dontor's work. He was in the kitchen one day. True story. No lie. Him and his girlfriend end up getting into a fight. She got a knife, stabbed him in the stomach. Mizami. That man could have died. Straight mouri, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no lie, true story. His ex stabbed him with a knife in his stomach. That brother could have died, yo. Mizami, man. One second. Okay, what do we have? One second. What do we have here? Tips for spiritual protection. Tips for spiritual protection. Your best protection is abstinence. Let me tell you something. Abstinence. Abstinence from busters, right? Chumps. Greedy, envious people, right? Let me tell you something. My previous account got knocked down by someone who is envious of me, right? Look at him now. Broke, still broke, nothing ever changed with their life, right? Now listen. If I never would have befriended that person and let them come around, I wouldn't have had problems, right? So now listen. Your best protection is abstinence. You don't deal with bums. You don't deal with broke people that do not have a promising future, and you won't have problems. You don't let chumps into your house, people that will never. You don't let people like that into your vicinity, right? You stay away from these people, and you won't have problems. That's one of the best forms of protection. Another form of protection is your spiritual work, right? You want to make sure you pray. You want to make sure you burn your incense. You want to make sure you do things that are necessary. Now, if you want to wear gemstones, that's on you. Gemstones absorb the negative energy that can affect your energetic body, right? So therefore, you have those things in check and you shall be fine. And also, if you serve spirits, please remember to serve your spirits. Can you tell us two different Ogus, right? There's Ogu Saint-Jacques and there is Ogu Ferrai. The synchronism between the two is Ogu on a white horse. That's Saint-Jacques, right? And then you have Ogu Ferrai, which is in a armored suit and he's on a horse. Now, the difference between the two is that they fall into different rites. The one on the horse is Ogu Saint-Jacques that can fall into Rada. And the other Ogu, Ferrai, falls into Petwo, which is the hot side of Voodoo, right? So there you go. Two different aspects of Oguns. Okay, what we have here? Yes. Let me. You know what? Is it true that Shango, like Tijan, can start house fires? Let me explain something to you, right? I'm going to give you a little analogy, right? There's two guys. Listen, I'm about to give you all a story, right? I remember I used to have two tenants, right? We didn't see eye to eye. One day, I happened to leave my house and I saw, but basically we hadn't somewhat gotten to something the night before, right? One day I left my house and I saw the car was in fire in front of the house. Yep. So I don't know if I posted on a Facebook a long time ago, but there was a Toyota vehicle in front of my house, like a SUV, and that shit just caught on burst into fires in front of my house. Yeah, it was for one of the guys that like basically the two people that was living with me, right? They own that vehicle, right? Two guys, yeah, we definitely didn't get along, man. So yeah, I went out one day and basically the night before we got into some problems, and the next thing you know, woke up in the morning, then basically went outside. The car was on fire in the middle of the street. So yes, so when they say Shango, like T-Junk can cause fires, yes, indeed, I agree 100%. I've been a witness to that, and I can testify to that. I want to testify what Jah has done for I. What y'all know about that song? Okay, one second. Well, my ex got stabbed in the stomach by his side. Hold on. Let me read this. Wait. This is a little hot and spicy. 1 second. I'm definitely gonna have to put this one on short. What? Hold. My ex got stabbed in the stomach by his side chick after I did work with LE. Karma comes in the form of people. Thank you, LE. What? How did I not know about this? How did I not know about this? This is very interesting. Man, I never ever knew that story. Man, You know what? You should write me a review about that. I would definitely like to see that story, man. Write me a review about that when you get a chance. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is random. This is what I call real reviews. People be writing these fake, like I'll listen. I got probably listen. I tell people if you want to see all my reviews, you got to go to my Instagram. My Instagram has been here for a long time. So for me, I would say this. I gotta have over 1,000 reviews from clients, or probably just about 1,000, or probably a little underneath 1,000 reviews. This is what I'm talking about. This is like a legitimate review. This is from a person that, I'm like, I wasn't even expecting that. And I hear this happened. Yeah. Yes, I took it down, but to text you about it months ago. Well, I'm sorry, but I probably missed it whatsoever. Can you listen? If you can, just send me a text message again. Or I may just use this. I'll just block out your name, and I'll just use this as a review for one of my shorts and one of my videos whatsoever. That is crazy, man. Well, listen, hit me up tomorrow morning. And then we go from there. So yeah, that's the best thing to do. If you need to chat with me, hit me up tomorrow morning after 10 a.m., of course, after 10 a.m. So listen, I'm gonna run. I gave you guys a good amount a minute of my time, and I thank you guys for participating. Without your participation, these lives can never be what they are. So with that said, I conclude this video, and I am now deuces.